Few years ago, I was barely making $300 every single month as a creator. And fast forward to today, I'm making over $2,000 every single month as a content creator. And funny enough, the $2,000 is just a base amount that I just picked at and not my actual amount as well. And funny enough, I did not get lucky. I did not hit any viral trend. None of my videos went viral for anyone to see out there. But basically, the difference between the me that was making the $300 a month and the me that is currently making over $2,000 every single month was due to a simple strategy I implemented, which I'm here to break down to you in today's video. Now, here's my revenue distance so far. First one was a sponsorship deal, which gave me $200 to create a sponsored video. The next up was Trinity House UK. Now, the date here was basically the date in which I'm taking the note of every single thing. Next was Trinity House UK, which is actually a caregiving house in the United Kingdom, which I designed a website for. And where did I get this client to design the website was because I promoted my content. I promoted it in my content. So this was a website I designed for the company. And here was the fee here, $1,358. The actual amount was in pound, which was about 1,000 something pound. Now, next up is basically LF affiliate. Now, this is an affiliate program which I promoted. So basically, when the company reached out to me for sponsorship, I also added my affiliate link in the video, and that generated $123 and some few cents for me as well. Next up is my YouTube ad revenue, which amounted to $500. Now, all of this together is way over $2,000. And funny enough, I'm still not done taking notes. I'm still taking notes. By the time I'm done, I know I should be hitting over $3,000 plus. So before we get down to the main thing that actually changed the whole situation, what exactly I did, that took me from being stuck at $300 to over $2,000. Now, here's one thing you need to know. First of all, when I started off, I was doing almost every single thing you need to do as a content creator to make money. Now, this involved taking some mini $50 gigs, some mini $20 side gig, and then freelancing, video editing. I was doing a lot of things as a content creator, and I didn't have any clear strategy. And the truth is, doing all of these plenty things inconsistently was actually pulling me back rather than getting me closer to my goals. And all of this actually led me to one day I just sat down on my usual chair, which is not this chair. I have my usual office chair. I was just sitting down there, and then a thought hit me up like, you are good at affiliate marketing, you are good at this, you are good at a lot of this. Why are you still barely making about $300 per month when you have the skills that could actually change the whole situation for you? That's when I was like, okay, it's time I actually take this into note, because I'm a video editor, website designer, and I had a lot of skills that weren't really converting. Even my affiliate revenues weren't converting. But then I was just stuck there doing absolutely nothing and accepting the $300 I was taking every single month. And this actually triggered me to make the change. And that change is what I'm here to share with you in this video. So now, talking about the shift I actually made, everything changed for me as a content creator when I decided to stop treating content as a hobby and started treating it as a real business. Now, we all are content creators. So many different content creators out there. We just create the content for fun. We don't see it as a business. So what we basically do is simply, when we wake up in the morning, we just come up with any random content, and then we just create it and then post it out there, and then hoping it will do magic and give us money like most of the skit makers are doing. Now, even the skit makers who are basically there to entertain you, they don't entertain you with random things. Everyone have the sort of things they do to entertain you. Someone like Mr. Sabinus, what does he do to entertain you? He basically do failure, where he basically fails at every attempt to entertain you. Brain Jota, similar model. We have different people. Mr. Beast make up challenges to entertain you, and so forth and so on. Now, these people have identified their real business needs, so they basically deliver only things that resonate with this business in order to make their money. Now, you and I, who started content, we basically did not even look at content from the business angle. We were basically posting every single topic that comes into our mind. Now, where everything changed for me, the first thing I did was basically I decided to pick a clear niche. Now, instead of just waking up and then posting videos randomly, like if you look at my channel recently, you realize that most of my content are now more tailored around content creation, and then nothing much. I don't talk about apps for you to make money. I no more recommend those mobile apps that pay you per task. I no more do a lot of content that I used to do before. And the reason why I changed this was basically simple. I realized that I was doing a lot of work that weren't giving me the actual result I needed. So if I need the actual result I want, then what I need to do is simply I need to filter out my content. So I had to filter out and then get rid of every other thing that was distracting me from my main purpose. That's why I see that my recent videos aren't getting a lot of views. but then I'm still focusing on creating videos around the same topic alone. This is because this is what I want to focus on, because I know this will get me the actual money I need. Now the next thing I did was basically I decided to be more consistent with my content. Now what I mean by be more consistent is basically, at first I used to post so many videos. If you look at my channel, I can see that there are weeks where I was creating 3, 4, 5, 6 videos, and at times I can even post from Monday to Friday. Now doing this actually prevented me from delivering the quality I know I could deliver. And the truth is that the pressure to actually create all this content within that short period of time was what was leading me to creating most of this random content. I'm going to be honest with you. Most of the content I used to create back there weren't content I personally even researched. I just come onto YouTube, I see other YouTubers make this video, and it did some decent views, and me too, I'll take up this video and then I'll create my own version of it, made some tweaking, and then I also upload it. Now it was getting views, but then the views weren't really giving me the kind of money I actually want. Like if you watch my previous video at the top there, I basically broke down every single thing about what you need to understand about the relationship between YouTube views and how much you are actually making. I actually broke it down in that video, so if you haven't watched it, you can go watch that video later on. Now basically what I did here was basically I decided to stop posting content at random and decided to be more specific. Now the next thing is basically I started creating content that will answer the real questions that people are asking. Now one thing most of you content creators don't understand is that most of the content you are creating, you are just creating it based off trend or based off what you are thinking, and not what people are actually searching out there. Now when I made a video like this video, now I made a video about how I went from $300 to over $1,000 to over $2,000 per month as a content creator. Now these are things a lot of content creators out there are wishing to watch. Why? Because they are maybe just like the way I was stuck at a particular point. Like basically I was creating a lot of content, I was doing a lot of work, but I wasn't getting the results I actually needed. So definitely if I'm in this situation, then I'm not the only one in this situation. There are probably a lot of content creators out there as well. So instead of creating videos at random like top 5 websites where you can go do this and get paid, top 5 websites where you can go do some mini tasks and get paid some bucks, why don't I do something actually real that will actually answer people's main questions, something that could actually lift people up? Because when I recommend those apps, you do a lot of tasks, end up with $100, $20, and they might not even be enough to clear your bills. Like basically I spend a lot on internet bills. Those tasks you do out there, if you use internet like me, it won't be able to cover up for your bills. So instead of doing this sort of things, I decided to change my content strategy and started answering real questions that will actually help people to grow, and not just posting content for content's sake. And secondly, this gave me room to actually make videos with a lot of patience so that you'll be able to hear what I say. And the point number 4 under the shift is basically I decided to spend more time also working on my thumbnails. Like even now, if you can notice that I'm still playing around with my thumbnail design, looking at things that are working and what are not working. Now basically giving myself a lot of room to focus on quality actually gave me the room to see that okay, this design I was doing wasn't working, so it gave me a lot of time to analyze my YouTube channel and see where it's working and where it's not working. Now a lot of you will say, but then you grew to over 22,000 subscribers doing the same thing, well then why don't you stick to it? Now here's one thing you don't know. When you are growing, you are doing something and you are growing, it doesn't necessarily mean you must stick to that thing. There's a point in life where you have to realize that okay, this thing I'm doing, yes, my numbers are growing out here. They say numbers don't lie.
Is the bank account not lying to you as well? Basically that is it.
I was having a lot of views, I was getting a lot of subscribers to those sort of content, but the truth is that I wasn't making up to the expected amount I should be making, because it got to a point. At first I was pretty much okay with making about $300 to $1,000 every single month. I was pretty much okay with it. But one thing we need to understand is that the more money you make, the more you actually need more. Because when I was making that $300 to $1,000 range every single month, yes, I was stuck with an average laptop. I was in the average laptop to do the things that I was doing. But then it got to a point whereby I wasn't okay with that average laptop again. Why? Because I've done a lot of tasks and I've gotten a lot of evidence to prove my quality and things that I can use to work with bigger brands and make more money. So in a place where I have to do this, I need to upgrade my gadget as well. Exactly like the way I went from using that my usual mini collar mics that wasn't with wire, that wasn't giving me enough room to move around whilst I'm making my video, so this one that gives me the room to position myself at any angle and still speak clearly. It's the same thing that happens in life. As a content creator, you got to a point whereby you know that this camera you are using is no more delivering exactly what you want. Now I'm not saying you as a beginner should skip this step as well, not at all. It will get to a point where you realize that this and this is not working, this and that is not working perfectly for the stage you are now. Okay, just imagine I'm at 22,000 subscribers and then I'm using a certain dummy phone which camera look like a POS machine camera to record videos. What will you say about my content? You won't be able to even admire the content in the first place. And not to talk less of, how am I going to do a decent edit to really convince you that I'm skillful at this thing I'm doing? So in order for me to do all of this, I need to upgrade, and in order for me to upgrade as well, I need the money to upgrade. And if I need the money to upgrade, I need to cast out the not unnecessary things I was doing that was taking my time and start focusing on what will actually give me the money. So guys, and the final one was basically I stopped focusing on only ad revenue and I started reaching out to bigger things. Now what I mean was that a lot of you content creators out there, you get stuck with only creating content for ad. Like basically all you care about is your ad revenue. You don't look at any other things. Now let's take a look at this situation. Now this month so far, I'm not done documenting all my affiliates. I haven't washed out all my affiliate accounts yet. However, I'm already up over $2,000. Now by the time I'm done, I know I'll be up over 2,500 or over 3,000 probably. Now I'm not done. When I got to this mark, I decided to do this video for a lot of you out there because I know you definitely need it. Now basically, before I got to this point, let me say I was focusing on only ad revenue. Now according to my stat, ad revenue gave me about 500. Now let's take a look at that 500. What exactly would that 500 have done for me? Maybe after I finish paying my bills, so I'll be left with some cents, right? And it won't be enough looking at it if I was focusing on only one revenue source. But then I decided to reach out to the other source that could even give me, like, just take a look at it. One web design service alone was able to give me more than times 2 to 3 of what my ad revenue gave to me. Now let's say in a situation whereby I never make mention of my ad revenue aspect, will I have gotten it? So this one thing I need to let you know as a content creator is simply, in everything you do, make sure that you try to create multiple ways in which you make money. Don't focus on only one method. Focusing on only one method will actually get you stuck at a particular level. And when you decide to reach out as well, don't reach out to so many things, but surround yourself with a few. Like when it comes to my position, my multiple sources are simple. I'm a content creator, I'm a social media manager, and then I'm an affiliate marketer. Like when I talk about social media management, that is where my graphic design, my video editing, web design, and those other services, that's why I just categorize all of them and keep out there. Because most of the companies I work with as a social media manager, I run their website, I run their social media handles, I edit their videos, and then do the graphics work for them as well. So most of the times I sell my full package together. However, for this particular client, he only needed a website to be done. That's why I just did that, and then that's basically it. So now guys, this one thing you must know is simply don't focus on only ad revenue if you're a content creator. In case you don't have skills, learn skills. You don't know how to do affiliate marketing, watch videos on how to do it and you'll get it right. You can do that as well. Utilize affiliate, utilize AIs to learn. You can utilize AIs to learn, pay a mentor to put you through. So now guys, this was basically the whole shift I did in my own situation to actually get me to where I am right now. And from the beginning of the video, I've actually given you a breakdown of every single thing I did to get myself to this particular level. Now this aside, now let's talk about some lessons I learned during this whole process. Now there were only few lessons and I believe you can see them pop up on your screen as well. Number one is simply I stopped chasing trend and decided to focus on the long-term goal, which actually helped me. Number two, you don't need a big audience to make money. The little audience you have, you just have to look for the right way to make money from them and create the right content that will make them understand that this is how you want to make money so that they can give you the money for it. And number three is simply always be consistent. No matter what is going on, just be consistent with what you are doing and you finally get there. And number four is basically there's a lot of money out there. The only way you can get this money is when you target the right people. If you create content that target low quality audience, you'll be stuck with low quality audience. If you create content that target big time audience, you get to those big time audience. Let me just tell you the truth here. When it comes to this internet, is there are people willing to pay you $100, and then there are people willing to pay you $1,000, and then there are people willing to pay you tens of thousands of dollars. This same work I did here, I've done similar things for people back in the few years ago where I took only 100 or about 200 for it. Now why did I take over 1,000 for this one? Because I decided to market myself to someone who I know can actually do this, and you need to emulate this as a content creator as well. This, if you are into the comedy skit creation and those ones, fine, it's perfectly okay to focus on your skits, focus on sponsorship, focus on ad revenue and those ones. But if you find yourself in a niche like mine, whereby you basically focus on educating people about important skills and stuff, then I think the only way you can really make a lot of money is by utilizing the skills you actually teach on YouTube. You have to utilize those skills, not just teach them, but also use them to make money off, to actually upgrade yourself to that point you actually want as well. So guys, if you're a content creator who is basically starting and you really need this experience from someone who goes through this whole process, and you need a mentor to hold your hand through this process, well, you basically need to hit me up on Instagram or whatever social media platform you want. My links are down in this video description. You can basically reach out to me there. I'm offering a one-on-one mentorship. What I mean by one-on-one is basically I get to sit you down, and then not one-on-one in person, but how we do it is simple. We do it over either Google Meet or WhatsApp video call. It's basically a video call process whereby I get to teach you every single thing, just as how you'll be taught in the classroom. And one big hit as a content creator is simply learn to organize your full workflow. Like, let me go back here. Now you can see this content dashboard I actually created here. If you need it, let me know that in the comment section, and I'm going to share you this template. I have a full content calendar over here. You can see, quick link. I have my AI prompts that I use to help make work easier, the call to actions I use for my reels, my 30-day content calendar for my other channels. I have reels, test posts, my other trading channel, the YouTube description template, my codes that I post, forex code for my forex trading channel, my portfolio website structure because I'm trying to rebuild my website as well. Like, so many things. And then I have my social media planner right here. I have my weekly work, you can see record, videos, edit, upload. Now some of them were when I was doing a lot of videos. Then I have my client tracker, so when I have a client I'm still working with, I just fill out the information here and then I can tick it in progress or done. Now for YouTube ad revenue, I placed in progress because I've not taken the record from my other channel. I've only taken from one channel in particular. So guys, with all of this said, hope to see you in my next video. Bye.